Hey guys, some gamer dude here. I know I talked about a video that I was implying was coming up. It's next week, and the topic will be about power creep in Force of Will. But this week I wanted to do a deck tech, mostly because I've been playing around with something for quite some time. It's the GIll Lapis deck I talked about when Charlotte was first shown. I've modified it for Charlotte, and some things aren't working out quite right, and to be quite honest, I'd actually like some opinions on it. My Charlotte deck, of course, starts with my old GIll Lapis deck. Since GIll Lapis was actually successful, I'll start with showing you it. Both decks are the same in concept. Heavy on the control side of things, especially hand control. Use blue to keep things going and draw cards, and then go heavy in when they start top decking because I've forced them into a horrible situation. The deck starts with GIll Lapis. He's got his uses. Beat Stick makes Growl activate cost, has other effects. I honestly don't flip him that much. I would much rather use him because I'm using a lot of Black Moon cards, and it opened up the deck to Space-Time Collapse at max power, which is an effective control card. Gets rid of a Regalia and a Resonator. 2-for-1 value, and it's not dead if they don't have Regalia, it's just a 1-for-1. Also, because of the Black Moon theme, I use his Regalia, which can pay for them and acts as a pseudo-ramp card. For the mana base, I used 4 Black Moon Memoria, again, Black Moon stuff, 4 Magic Stone of Dark Depth, because Space-Time Anomaly is what this deck needs, a combat trick and a draw card. I really don't make mono blue or mono black right now, as I feel this card's just needed too much. And finally, 2 standard black stones. I keep talking about the Black Moon theme, so let's look where that turns up. The Resonators. It starts with Fallen Hero. I think Fallen Hero is unfairly overlooked, especially in a world where Izanami exists. He's got max stats for a 2-drop, 6/6, and becomes a 7/7 precision for Moon, which can be paid for with the Regalia, not affecting your actual mana pool. Precision itself is actually an incredibly overlooked ability. It does divert you from doing actual life point damage, starts causing a card gap between you and your opponent. It's a form of control that's very overlooked and annoying. It doesn't cost you a card, you can go after exactly what you want dead and get blockers before they block or force things to block to protect other things. In either situation, you can open up the field for something else to get through. Speaking of Izanami, we run her too. It's black, she's a staple. She has the solid 6/6 stats, meaning we have 8 of them, and she's pitch fodder as she has the abilities in the graveyard. The ever popular hand discard, which timed right can be delicious. Orc the Resonator kill, which I've used once. It's a thing. We used Alice of Shadow. We can't use the light side, but the shadow side gives an attack buff, a buff that does come in use, and a kill of a 2-drop or less unentered, which is useful, especially with how fast the game is. I was messing around with Rotting Black Moon Dragon, decent stats, another use for the Regalia's Ramp, and Black Moon Memoria. The -2/-2 did actually help in more than one occasion, especially when you chain more than a few instances together. Since we only run Black Resonators, we also have Arthur, the Dead Lord of Vengeance. Hand discard fodder is always desirable, and he shifts the board by 4/4, giving me +2/+2, and then -2/-2. To round out the Resonators, we look at the fallen Angelic Destroyer Lucifer. Makes them tribute a Resonator on summon, which gets around some things that have immunity to black, as he isn't affecting them, the opponent is. And he has lifelink for Black Moon, which results in a 900 increase, which is a hell of a lot. I've had games where I've healed back from damage and had about 6,000 life. For the spells, we have the standard black 1-drops. Soulhunt have no Resonator out. They do, it dies. We pitch a card that operates from the grave anyway. So it's technically a 1-for-2. We have Scorn of Dark Alice, another 1-drop for when we go first. Remove a nasty Resonator from their hand. We also have 1 pitch Black Moon, as it's not something you'd normally cast, but GIll Lapis does cheer it on flip. It's worth having. We have 2 Lapis Dark Storm, which is another nice 2-for-1 card, discarding 2 cards from their hand. Finally, we have Black Moonbeam, because other Jurors need to die sometimes. It can be a dead card, especially at 2, but it's good to have an amount where you actually turn up at a decent consistency. Presuming you mulligan 2, go first, and they flip on their turn 3, you have about a 44% chance of hitting it on your following draw with 2 from the deck. In the conversion from GIll to Charlotte, the first thing that got shifted was GIll himself. Duh. Charlotte facilitates pitching, refills the hand, and has more control aspects to her, plus she heals. In conjunction with Lucifer, I smashed last deck's record of healing by taking 1200 damage and getting all the way back up to 7100. With GIll gone, I removed his Regalia, Pitch Black Moon, and Space-Time Collapse. Collapsed because I felt I couldn't get maximum benefit out of it anymore, and no Regalia hurt me that badly. The Regalia being removed because I felt Black Moon Memoria would suffice. I need no explanation for why Pitch Black Moon is gone. I use these spaces to introduce Charlotte's Water Transformation magic. It's a fantastic combat trick, and we talked about it last week. It's too good, and with me running blue, I'd be crazy not to run it. I upped Soulhunt and Scorn of Dark Hours to 4 each, to raise their consistency. I also introduced the Nameless Mist as my own little counter to Black Moonbeam. It's not something I've really seen people talk about, at least yet. I'm going to flip Nameless Mist to check if it's safe. It's a thing. It's Black's counter to Black Moonbeam. I removed the dragon. It was pulling its weight, but I didn't think it was amazing. I also removed Arthur because I decided to introduce blue resonators due to this card's specific effect. I shifted that space from Pitch Black Moon to Resonators to give me a total of 6 places to play with. The blue Resonator I decided to place in was Return to the Moon Were-Rabbit, as it could get an addition out of the way and ruin the next draw. For the final 4 spaces, I placed in Heaven-Bound Pheasant. It's nothing special, 4/3 flyer for 2, with the threat of discarding when it dies. The deck is incredibly successful so far, but I feel it's overboard with the hand destruction. The Pheasant is nice, but I feel the slot could be much better utilized. Likewise, with Scorn and Soulhunt at 4, it feels too much, even with Charlotte's pitch ability. I think I should reduce both to 3. What do you guys think? What do you think I should put in those slots? I'm looking for a little more grrr to close games faster. I did have a huge ass discard pile, so Izanami's Curse came to mind. Lancelot getting heavy in my area, so Dark Purge is also an option for something a little more consistent and getting rid of it. I'll have deck lists in the description, and I look forward to your comments. This has been Some Gamer Dude, and next week we shall do the Power Creep episode.